New leaks. Disclaimer, the first video we leaked that Crystal Beast is coming out in the next pack, the March pack. So very quickly, the exclusive leaks that no one else had access to, all of these. I leaked 3 weeks before the entire next pack pretty much. I leaked the Unbanned, the 1 year anniversary, the Structure deck, and Sprite. Now, these are still considered unconfirmed if you're a fool, and there's a chance, but I think a tiny one, that the pack I'm leaking, if it's not the next pack in March, then it will be April instead. All the content's within this pack, so what I'm leaking right now is going to be with Crystal Beast. All right, I have multiple different confirmations on this. Second leak. Now, let's go.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
New leak, and that leak is G Golem. What the heck are these? They are Cyberse rocks. That's right. G Golem Pebble Dog and the G Golem Rock Hammer. What the heck do they do? I will very quickly outline what they do, and I'll show you a sample deck list. The Pebble Dog. If normal summoned or special summoned, you could add from your deck another Pebble Dog. Okay. You could also not special summon it for the rest of the turn except Cyberse monsters, who cares? If this card is sent from the hands of the graveyard, so Signet Mining or the Hammer is going to be able to discard it, it will activate to add a G Golem card from your deck to your hand. So any G Golem card, that's going to be cool. And then we have this mad lad, the G Golem Rock Hammer. It is a level 6, but it's also not level 6. You could reduce its level down to 4 if you discard a Cyberse, so now you can normal summon it. Why do you want this on the field? You could tribute this while on the field to summon 3 Cyberse level 1s. Now, it's very carefully level 1 because Update Jammer requires level 2. That gets around that. So instead of making Update Jammer with this, you're going to have 3 materials on the field to do Splash Mage or make a Transcode Talker instead. That's going to be the benefit, and you're going to have to decide if this is worth it to put in your Cyberse deck. This is going to be, I would say, supporting not a Math Mech deck, but maybe a Math Mech control deck. You could control with Heat Soul. So let's get through what we should see here. In this replay, I'm going to have the Pebble Dog use up our normal summon, which will add another Pebble Dog. And thanks to the Rock Hammer, it's going to be discarding the Pebble Dog to lower its level, but we already normal summon, so we don't get that benefit, but it will trigger the other effect of the Pebble Dog to grab another new card, the Gravity Balance. So this deck type's all about helping you swarm the field with more Cyberse monsters. This will target 2 of your Pebble Dogs that are banished or in the graveyard and summon them onto the field. And if a G Golem would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you could banish this card from graveyard instead. So destruction protection and helping you swarm the field. And let's go even further. Now we're going to, because we can't do anything else here, this is not even activatable unless we get this dog in the graveyard, we're going to have Circular support this. But it's not going to be a super factorial. We're going to send Sigma, special summon, trigger, grab a Math Mech equation. We are now going to make the Allenbert. Allenbert, we already used up our normal summons, so we're not going to do a diameter. But if you did not normal summon the Pebble Dog, you could have done a diameter play, which would be okay. Instead, we're going to just grab a monster that we could special summon. And now we're going to be swarming the field. It's important if you want to get the Rock Hammer out, if you're not going to normal summon it, you're going to make a Code Talker inverted. On Link Summon, you could special summon a Cyberse from your hand to where this is pointing to. All right, that's going to get the Rock Hammer out. And then Rock Hammer is going to be tributing itself to summon triple token on the field. That's going to be very good for swarming. We're now going to just get the Heat Soul out of the way. And we're going to Equation Reborn from the graveyard. We're now going to just make sure we make use of Splash Mage, make sure we make use of Transcode Talker. Now, we're going to get to more G Golem cards from the extra deck once we get to them. We're going to reborn any monster from the graveyard. This does not matter. We're going to then make use of the Transcode Talker. Now, it could be quite difficult to make sure your Transcode Talker is pointing to an empty space, so I get it out of the way right away. This is going to be a new one, G Golem Stubborn Menhir. This states that if this card special summoned from the graveyard, which we could have done with the Transcode Talker, it will activate to target an Earth monster from the graveyard, which will be the Pebble Dog, to reborn it on the field. Very cool. Now that we have 2 Pebble Dogs in the graveyard or banished, we could reborn them with the Gravity Balance. And then we're going to use the Transcode Talker to reborn the Splash Mage to very simply make we're going to go into the Avermax. It's important with Avermax that the monsters have to be from the extra deck. So we all know what Avermax does, but why do we want to do this combo? We are now making a Crystal Heart. So Crystal Heart has to point to an open zone. You're going to target a monster in Earthlink in the graveyard, special summon it to where this zone's pointing to. If you're confused right now, just wait for the end field. It's really not that confusing. Just make use of Splash Mage, make use of Transcode, make use of the G-Golem Crystal Heart. We're going to Reborn this from the graveyard, which will trigger its effect to summon a monster from the graveyard. And you're going to see why this is all worth it. Now we're going to make this one. This is, I would say, the main part of G-Golem. It's going to make it so all of your co-linked monsters are unaffected by monster effects that are activated on the field. We know that the Avermax loses to Mirror Jade. Activate Mirror Jade, non-target banish, rip. But this will make it so it is unaffected from activated monster effects. Avermax says you must attack Avermax. The Dolmen says that you must attack the Dolmen. So to me, I'm thinking that this is an attack lock. You can't attack into any monster, and we're unaffected from activated monster effects once we become co-linked. We're not co-linked yet. Now we're co-linked. So now we have the ability to draw a card every turn with the Heat Soul, and the Firewall Dragon, the Avermax, and the Dolmen are co-linked, so they're unaffected from activated monster effects, and the Avermax says you must attack into it, and the Dolmen says you must attack into it. Thus, you can't attack in anyone. And there you go. This will spin 2 cards, 2 monsters that are on the field or in the graveyard, including your own, back to the hand. And the Avermax, when battling into a special summon monster, will get boosted. So this is a pretty cool mini little lock, which I would say was not too hard to pull off here. And then let's see what's good. Whoa, crazy. We're going to Firewall Dragon it back to the hand, recycle a circular back, and that's pretty much the deck of what's good. And now you know what to do with the G-Golem. So we had the Hammer, which could be normal summoned if you discard a Cyberse. You want to either normal summon the Pebble Dog to get another one, then discard it to then grab the Gravity Balance, which also gives Destruction Protection, reborning 2 of the Pebble Dogs. Is this in any tournament-topping deck list? It is not, but I could still give you a deck list. Here is a sample deck list that you definitely want to add Max C into. So this is not optimized. And shout out to Dual Evolution for playing a deck list similar to this. This is where I got this deck list pretty much from. TCG version, by the way. So you could just take out the DD Crows if you want to. And this is what a Heat Soul control deck would look like, while also being able to put up a Firewall Dragon, Avermax, unaffected from activated monster effects, an attack lock with a Dolmen, and that's it. That's the deck. That's G-Golem. Are you excited for this new Cyber support coming out? Is it going to be forgotten? Is it going to be skipped over? Or is it actually going to see some use? Let's go.